Howdy, this is Manic, Mark. Your real fake outsider, whatever the coming to you from outside the Insider Art Villa. And this morning, it's pretty foggy. Look at that. Look how foggy it is. It rained a bunch, and it's 10 o'clock about, and it's still foggy. So why am I not in the bunker system? Well, you know, for probably a year or two now, I've been watching these commercials, and I know we've all seen them, of Weenie enhancers. You know, like, I got to do a painting on this, but I just thought I'd just get these thoughts down and get them out there. There's two things about these commercials that always made me pause. And it gave me food for thought, which is one, like the husbands, all the wives are like super hot. And so they have these super hot wives that they can't service, and it's such a shame. And there should be some kind of organization formed out there that help these husbands with super hot wives find sexual gratification, you know, outside of the marriage. And it can be, you know, tastefully done, I think. And I would like to sign up for that organization, be a part of that. And I hope my wife doesn't see this. So maybe I'll just cut that out, because that's risky. That's a risky thing to say. Maybe they, you know. But the thing of it is, if everybody's married, then you're probably like a lot less likely to be have problems with other, you know, like attachment and all that other stuff. Although I think there's psychologists out there that will say that there's some kind of hormone released, I think, is there. If you do it, you know, whoever you do it with, there's this thing that makes you fall in love, and you can't help it. So you can't just say it's just, you know, you're just doing it. Anyway, I digress, because I got off on this tangent thing about this new organization of men that are there to help service the hot wives of actors on commercials that sell weenie enhancing chemicals. So the other thing that always kills me is at the end, and I know you know this is nothing new, but they say if you have an erection that lasts for more than 4 hours, call your doctor. And that just in itself is just funny. But I was thinking, like, well, more than 4 hours? And are you counting? I mean, after the first hour, wouldn't you be kind of concerned? You know, like, hey, you know, like after the first 30 minutes, you're probably like, yeah, you know, this stuff's pretty good. But after an hour, you're probably going, oh, you know, I'm trying to eat a sandwich here, and you know, this is getting in the way. And after 2 hours, you're probably not even comfortable enough to, you know, watch, you know, the Oprah show or something like that. You probably be a little bit concerned, and then you're probably counting the minutes after 3 hours. So God forbid you should wait 4 hours. And then what do you do? You know, if you're at work, you're at the coffee machine, and they're like, hey, Mark, what do you got going on down there? And you're like, oh man, I got this, you know, weenie problem. Then it's like, well, how long have you had it? You know, well, I've had it almost 4 hours. You know, it's like 3 hours and 45 minutes. And you say, well, you've got another 15 minutes. So they've all seen the commercial. You can wait another 15 minutes because it has to go over 4 hours. And then they don't even tell you what happens if you have this problem and you go over 4 hours. Does it explode? You know? Should you change your underwear? You know, so when you show up at the hospital, you're not embarrassed. You know, or is it permanent? Does it become discolored? What happens? And why should you go to the doctor? You know, I mean, you have these little embarrassing things and these concerns now, but is it a real concern? Some kind of like super bad medical risk to have a stiff one for more than 4 hours. I don't know. They don't say that in the commercials. So there are all these concerns with this, with these chemicals. And all the other commercial I like is the one where the guy says, I don't care if I'm bigger. This is the actor husband. I don't care if I'm bigger, but lasting longer, that could be fun. Yeah, brother, you the man. Yeah, well, let's see. I like to, be in a porn film. Yes, indeed, I do want to take a drug that makes me bigger. So I don't want your product. Keep it away from me. Lasting longer. And how do those people do it? Is it all the people in the room when you make a porn film? Is that is that how they manage to go, like, apparently all day at it all day? Because there's other people in the room and it's like, kind of like a detracts from the whatever, like, touch of, you know, of the romantic moment that's created in the head of, even if you like doing it in front of people and, lights and in a strange room and you got to stop and, take direction from the director for however much that goes on, which apparently isn't much. Not that I have any idea what I'm talking about. Oh, so sex is it's just a funny thing. And I think I had to do so I will do I think a cardboard painting based on all the things that can happen if you have and I have to come up with some kind of 4 hour weenie alert. Oh, see, there's the other thing, if you're gonna take that chemical, you ought to be wearing one of those wrist watches that keeps time. So in 4 hours, a little timer can go off and go, oh yeah, well I've had this problem now, if it's indeed a problem. So that's the other thing. Well, if you have 4 hours, don't you think shouldn't there be, you could have like 6 women lined up and make them all happy. Or maybe the thing of it is, the danger is that if you have it for 4 hours, the people that make the commercial, the drug, think that you're going to be doing it for 4 hours. And it doesn't have anything to do with what will happen to your wiener. It will have something else to do with, like, your heart will just fail. That's probably the problem. As people that are taking this stuff, probably for the most part are, middle-aged, don't you think? I mean, taken appropriately. So yeah, if you're going to be doing it for 4 hours, brother, and you're over 50, you're a dead man. Over half an hour, and you're going to be, cold and stiff on the bed, and it's not going to be your weenie. It's got to be stiff. It's going to be you. Now, see, how much of this can I actually post? I'm going to have to probably cut all this out. This is just bad. See, here's another thing. Nobody's going to buy this painting. I won't even be able to put it on eBay. 4 hour stiff weenie painting.
Honey, look at my penis with the same pleasure that I see your breasts. And if you feel up to it, kiss and hold my penis. If you don't want